Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Chaitanya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
I gave it to her this morning. They should have it. Okay, further. So I'll wrap it up in 5 minutes.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hari Hari Bol, Jai Ramananda Ki, Jai Shri Shri Gauri Sai Ki, Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki, Jai Hare Swami Ki, Jai Hari Bol.
Prabhu, nice to see you.
একটু আমার వెంట కడదాం Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Gaura Hari Bol Jai Gaur Jai Gaur Jai Gaur Jai Gaur Hari Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol.
हरिनाम संकीर्तन की
Hare Krishna. Thank you to the wonderful kirtaniers and all of you coming here on a Sunday afternoon for ISKCON Minnesota's grand opening. So before we introduce our wonderful teacher, speaker, pure devotee of Krishna, the disciple of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, I just want to give you a little, I'll take 2 minutes to tell you about how this happened. So all of this is happening because of Krishna. But what happened is, he arranges everything. So in April of last year, there were 3 or 4 of us that, a couple of us were going to go down to Naperville, Illinois for the big grand opening of their new temple, which is very exciting. So then all of a sudden it was like, Shari said, I want to go, and then I wanted to go, and all of a sudden we had 5 people because that's how many could fit in the car. So we all drove down to Naperville together, and on the way down we said, why don't we need a center in Minnesota? Why don't we have a center in Minneapolis? The last home temple, which was opened by the Prabhupada disciples, was closed in '94. So it had been a long time, right? So by the time we got to Naperville, we had all agreed we're going to go and we're going to ask for the blessings of His Holiness Prabhupada Swami to give us blessings to open the center. So we went down. It was a beautiful grand opening. And Sunday morning after Mangala Arti and then Maharaj gave a class, we approached him and he gave us his blessings. So, Jai His Holiness Prabhupada Swami Ki Jai. So I just wanted to give you that background because then we came back very excited, right? And then on May 15th, which was ISKCON, we incorporated as a nonprofit in Minnesota. And then Krishna arranged for everything else to happen. We found this place, we negotiated the lease, and we got a very favorable deal. The owner of the building actually had seen Prabhupada when he was a hippie in the 60s. And but that, as far as it went for him, but then his daughter and his son-in-law go to London a lot. And so when I met her, she said, oh, what are you guys? And I said, well, we're the Hare Krishnas. The ones that dance in the street? I said, yes. And she said, we go to London and there's this favorite vegetarian restaurant that we just love. It's in Soho. And I said, but it starts with a G. I said, Govinda's. And she said, yes. I said, that's the Hare Krishna movement. I said, you love that food? And then she told her father, and she said, you have to rent to them. You have to rent to them, because that is the perfect fit for our building, and for this neighborhood, and for this corner. And that's how it came to be, and we opened the doors on August 1st. So all by the arrangement of Krishna, through Paramatma, and through the mercy of Guru, His Holiness Prabhupada Swami. So with that, I introduce you to our wonderful speaker and teacher tonight, His Holiness Prabhupada Swami.
And share split. had no idea how all of that, this is the first I've heard that story. My compliments to our Kirtanir. I was waiting for your voice to go, because you were singing, you know, a melody that leads to a certain kind of emotional tension. It's almost like mood of separation. I was waiting for you to, because there's, you know, the rest of the melody, you can go way up there, your voice range does go up there. So I'd recommend, next time you lead that, sing that melody, range for there's a part of it that you just go up and you take them up and you take them up. And they'll go bouncing off the ceiling. And I have one question for our mridanga player. Do your arms get tired? Huh? Yes? But your sister was pushing you. I saw it. You're a good team. I mean, it's a good team. You did a good job with the cartwheels also. But mridanga playing is almost as good as the singing, which was fantastic. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's gonna be all right. He's right there. Ooh. The sky is falling in. Okay. Well, I thought a nice topic for this evening, for two reasons, would be to speak about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance day. For two reasons. One, we just experienced Lord Nityananda's appearance day. I don't know what that was like here, but I know it was like elsewhere. And prior to that was Advaitacharya's appearance day. So it's a sequence. Advaitacharya, Lord Nityananda, and you see the date on the screen. About 1 month from now, we'll be having a wonderful celebration right here in honor of Lord Chaitanya's appearance day, or Gaura Purnima. And I understand, second reason is there's going to be a big festival for Gaura Purnima right here. I'm sure there will be. There must be. Because you're a very nice group of devotees. And the group of devotees looks like the group of devotees is a growing group of devotees. So that's our topic, Gaura Purnima. And I'll introduce the topic this way. Just as we had congregational chanting, the congregational chanting we discussed this morning, the congregational chanting of the holy name is the primary means of deliverance in this age, Yuga Dharma. Each of the 4 yugas, there's a primary means of achieving perfection. And in this age, it's what we just did. And it's not just clapping and getting your arms tired playing mridanga and nice melodies. It's calling the personality of Godhead to awaken our eternal and forgotten relationship with Him through that very powerful sound vibration, His holy name. So let us, I'm going to go forward because I can get lost in preamble things, this glorifying Lord Chaitanya. Many of us know the principal mantra. If you don't know, you can listen together, otherwise we'll say it together. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradhayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Name Gaura Krishe Namaha. So when we have our prayers in the Mangala Charana, we say this prayer to Lord Chaitanya, which means, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, who is more magnanimous than any other avatar, even Krishna himself, because he is bestowing freely when no one else has ever given pure love of Krishna. Freely, what no one else has given before. Krishna Prema Pradayate, that's in the Sanskrit. He freely gives. Krishna Prema Pradayate. And he's Krishna himself in the mode of a devotee of Krishna, which is puzzling. We'll discuss that a little bit. And he chose of all places to appear in Navadvip Dham. Here's a very beautiful photograph of early morning, just after the sun has risen, in the tropical paradise of Navadvip Dham. When we read carefully the text that describes Navadvip Dham, it's eternal. Now, like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, when this material creation is annihilated, there's a portion within the material creation that's the spiritual abodes of the Lord, and they're not annihilated. They're eternal. And Navadvip is one of them. This is a nice audience, so I'm going to go a little bit left, not just stay centered, I'm going to go a little bit to this way, that way, if that's okay. Maybe many of you have seen, there's a nice poster depicting the universe, cosmology. And at the bottom of the universe, there's Kurma. And on the back of Kurma, there's Anantashesh. And Anantashesh is holding up the universe on his hoods. And at the bottom of the universe, there's the lower planetary systems, 7 in number. And then there's the upper planetary systems, 7 in number, makes 14 planetary systems. Bhur, Bhuvar, and Svargaloka are the first 3 of those 7. And we're in the Bhuloka region. Above Bhuloka is Bhuvar Loka, where the Apsaras and Kinnaras and Siddhas and Charanas and not heavenly, but they assist the heavenly realm, personalities, and Svargaloka. You keep going. Above Swargo, there's 4 more within the universe. Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Brahmaloka. And then there's coverings of each universe, 7 in number. And then there's what's beyond the coverings of the universe. What's beyond the coverings of the universe? The brilliant, vast spiritual sky, the Brahma Jyoti. Vast, without limit. And in that vast, without limit Brahma Jyoti, there's spiritual planets called Vaikuntha planets. And at the topmost of the Vaikuntha planets, vertical dimension, is Ayodhya. Ayodhya is the eternal abode of Lord Ramachandra, from where he descends when he performs his activities in the earthly Ayodhya, which is also eternal, just like the spiritual Ayodhya planet. Why is it the highest? This is going to be a long class. I'm excited. Why is it the highest? Answer, diversity of rasa. For example, in Vaikuntha, Lord Narayana is the presiding deity. Does Narayana have a mother and father? Does Ramachandra have a mother and father? Does Narayana have brothers? Ramachandra has brothers. There's diversity of rasa, and can go on and elaborate further. There's eternal pastimes that are rasa filled, but still in the Vaikuntha realm. Now we're going to go to above the Vaikuntha realm is Goloka. What's Goloka? Goloka is the planet of cows. Moo. Planet of cows, Goloka. And in Goloka, that's where Govinda resides. He gives pleasure to the goats and the cows and the senses and all the residents of Goloka. And listen carefully, everyone's getting distracted. I'm going to stop until you get, let's not get distracted. Let's do this. From Brahma Samhita. Goloka namni nijadamni taleja tasya Devi Mahesha Haridama Suteshu Teshu Te Prabhava Niyata Vihitasya Yena Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. One more time. Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Now I'm on the screen, it's Navadvip. Where's Navadvip in all of that? Listen carefully. According to Brahma Samhita, read it, and it will tell you that Goloka Dham has 4 divisions. And one of those divisions is called Sweta Dweep. Sweta means white and Dweepa means island. The place in the spiritual cloud, in Goloka Vrindavan, where Lord Chaitanya eternally resides, is in Sweta Dweep in Krishna Loka or Goloka. That's his abode. And as above, so below. This Navadvip Dham, where Lord Chaitanya appeared, is an eternal abode. And Lord Chaitanya, when it was time for his advent, that's where he appeared, in the eternal abode, in Navadvip. Naturally, like Krishna appeared in Mathura, and had pastimes in Vrindavan and Dwarka. And those are the other 3 realms that are found in the 4 realms in Goloka. And then there's Swetadvip. Isn't that nice? You with me? Oh, good. Okay. Now, the British, during the British occupancy, they liked West Bengal very much, and they made a nice painting. This is Navadvip when it was around the time of the British occupancy, which is a little different than what it looked like when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita, some of you are familiar, some of you are not. It's a life and teachings of Lord Chaitanya. The life and the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. And towards the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, it speaks of 3 purposes, external and 3 internal. We're going to touch on all 3. And one of those 3 was Advaitacharya. Some of you may be with us when we were observing the appearance day of Advaitacharya. And if you did, you heard about this narration I'm about to explain. Advaitacharya often is pictured with white hair and beard. He is a very elderly and very learned Brahmana. And Advaitacharya, from consultation with the scripture, he understood what's going on. What's going on is Kali Yuga has begun. The juncture when Kali Yuga begins is after Krishna's departure. And there's a brief sandhi, a brief interlude of time, and then Kali Yuga begins. And when Kali Yuga begins, degradation in all categories. And he saw it. He knew it from Scripture. He knew it. If you're a Brahmin, you consult the Scripture what to do. Let's see. Okay. So he consulted the Scriptures within his heart and within his mind, and he remembered a verse from Gautamiya Tantra, Upanishad. And the verse says, the Supreme Lord is satisfied by heartfelt offerings, even of a palm full of water and a tulsi leaf. And he will reciprocate and fulfill spiritual desire, all spiritual desire. That's an English translation of the verse. So thinking of the verse, he sat by the side of the Ganges. He put in front of him his Shalagram Shiva, and in a loud voice was calling out, offering palmfuls not just of water, but Ganges water, and tulsi leaves, and tulsi manjaris, and calling for the Supreme Lord, please descend into this world and bring about a revolution of the impious lives of people in general. Later in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya said, I came because I heard the loud cries of Advaita Acharya. I was asleep. Transcendental sleep, not our kind. I was asleep in Shvetadvip. Shvetadvip is that spiritual planet that's within the material world. There's a Shvetadvip in Goloka. There's a Shvetadvip that's in the pole star in Vedic cosmology. The place where Dhruva went was that place. The white island, Shvetadvip, is in the midst of the ocean of milk. The planet of Kshirodakshayi Vishnu has an ocean of milk, And there's a white island. He was reclining on an antarshesh and woke up hearing the loud cries of Advaita. And so he came. The appeal, please come, please come. So I came. Mahaprabhu confirmed. So that was one of the reasons, external reasons, the loud calling of Advaita Acharya for the Supreme Lord to please appear and make the situation better. Correct the misdirected lives of people in this age of Kali. Lift them. That was one reason. There's a second reason. There are three reasons. The second reason is, we discussed this a little bit this morning. There are 4 ages. The Vedic picture of time is time moves in cycles. It's really easy. There's day and night, that's one cycle. There's months, there's 12. There's seasons, summer, fall, winter, spring, and et cetera, things keep, the time moves in cycles, and things keep moving. By the force of time, everything moves in cycles. So during each of those 4 ages of mankind, there's a particular dharma that's most effective for assisting the souls who are living during that period to achieve spiritual perfection. So the first and longest of those ages is Satya Yuga, Dhyayate, process of meditation during Satya Yuga. And then what follows Satya Yuga? Treta Yuga, during the time of Ramachandra. Yajna, performance of Vedic sacrifice along with mantras by qualified brahmanas. Yajna. And in the following age, during Krishna's ages, deity worship, Archana. Now what about this age of Kali? It's Kirtana, or the chanting of the holy name. And whether it's the chanting as is shown in the picture here by chanting of japa, or the congregational chanting, Sankirtan, congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord, as we were doing for the last hour or so, was a demonstration or a reenactment of the Sankirtan that was inaugurated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's the second reason. It was time for the Yuga Dharma. First reason, Advaitacharya's loud cries, please come. Second reason, it was time for the Yuga Dharma to be manifest, because commonly the Yuga Dharma comes towards the beginning of the Yuga, and it sets the stage for all the people for the rest of this age of the Kali to achieve upliftment. So Lord Chaitanya came to give it. Second reason. And from Chaitanya Charitamrita, here's the third reason. He, that's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before, the most sublime and radiant mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. Now what does that mean? Before, the verse we read says he gave Krishna Prema. This verse is even more specific. Krishna Prema in the mood of the residents of Vrindavan. Braja Prema. Even more specific, amongst the residents of Vrindavan, Madhurya Prema. He came to give it. Madhurya means the love of the residents of Vrindavan, specifically the love of the gopis. He came to give it. Really, the most sublime and great. So, in the followers of Lord Chaitanya, you'll find a special emphasis on Braja Lila, but also the loving pastimes of Krishna with the gopis, and specifically the loving pastimes of Krishna with Radharani. Now, when Radhastami comes up, you're going to have a great time just hearing all the wonderful pastimes of Krishna and Radharani. There's so many. Ooh, there's so many. They're so wonderful. Don't push that button, because I could get lost and not go any further about Lord Chaitanya, just pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Many of you know, at least some of you will know, there's a section in the 10th canto around chapters 30 to 33 called Gopi Gita, because Krishna has left to go to Mathura. And there's another where it's the scene of the Vasant Rasalila, the spring season, and Krishna calls the gopis to Vamsivat, playing upon his Vamsi, his flute, and the gopis come running just by the sound of Krishna's flute, and he's ready in the dead of night, in the full moon night, to engage in rasa dance. And then he disappears. He disappears, and they go mad, talking to the trees, talking to the birds. They're verses and verses, and they're in a state of transcendental madness, in the feelings of separation from Krishna. It's called Gopi Gita. And that's later, no, excuse me, that's earlier, it's around the chapter 30 or so. In chapter 89 of the 10th canto, there's a series of parallel prayers by the queens. Did you know that? It's a really nice section. The queens They enjoy conjugal pastimes with Krishna as his wife. And there's 16,108 of them, but they're not envious, and he's manifesting 16,108 Krishnas, and it's, their love is otherworldly. And when they can't see him, because sometimes he has to go here and go there, they have these songs of madness. And their songs of madness are their love for him in this mood of conjugal love, which is what Lord Chaitanya came to give. But especially, the love of the gopis is super excellent, what to speak of the love of Srimati Radharani. So those are three external reasons. That's a very nice external reason. Now, some of you know the verse, and let's say the verse together if you know the verse. Krishna Varnam Trisha Krishnam Sangopam Rashtra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayaya Yajanti Sameda Saha. In this age of Kali, intelligent persons, all of you are intelligent persons, perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead. This is Lord Chaitanya, who constantly sings the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, Trisha Krishna, his complexion is not blackish. Nonetheless, Krishna Varna. Varna means category. He's Krishna himself. Although his complexion is not Krishna's complexion, his complexion is golden. He is accompanied by his sangha, his associates, servants, weapons. What's his weapon? Mridanga and kartals. Not guns and missiles and, or swords and bow and arrow. And it's musical instruments with his associates and his confidential companions. This is a verse from the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where there's a description of the avatars for each of the 4 yugas. And this is the Kali Yuga avatar. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We're still on the external reasons. And there's another verse that helps us understand more about Lord Chaitanya's identity. And it's spoken by Srila Sarup Damodar Goswami. Who's Srila Sarup Damodar Goswami? For those of you that know something about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's one of the 2 most confidential associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. The other was Ramananda Roy. Both very scholarly, both fully realized in all the subtleties of devotion, and this is a verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, verse number 5 in the whole book. Some of you know the verse. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Ladini Shakti Asmat Ekatmanava Pipu Vipura Deha Vedam Gatautau. What is that saying? Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Ladini Shakti Asmat Ekatmanava. Although one entity, Eka, Atma, one entity, eternally this one entity is manifested in 2 forms. Deha, Bedha. Deha, Bedha. 2 forms. What are the 2 forms? Radha Krishna. One entity, Radha Krishna. 2 forms, Radha Krishna. And they have this very special role in the totality of spiritual reality in the spiritual world, in Goloka Vrindavan. Eternally they're residing here. Then, the next line says, there's another where the 2 forms become 1 form. Dvayam Chaikyam Aptam. And that one form has the bhava of Radha, the mood of ecstasy of Radha, and the duty, the luster of Radha. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And now meet Krishna Sarupam. He's not known as Krishna, but he's Krishna himself so one entity with two forms, one entity with one form. Same one entity. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is Swarup Damodar explaining who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's Radha Krishna, but it's Krishna in the mood of Radha and the complexion, the golden complexion of Radha. Krishna's complexion is blackish, Radha's complexion is golden, like molten gold. That's its gold, but molten gold. That's Radha's complexion. And that's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's complexion and his bhava, Radha bhava. And he wants to give it. And he gives it. Here's the translation, a little summary. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna with a golden body luster and the mood or bhava of Radharani. Now when he appeared, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared for three internal reasons. And it's described, I'm encouraging you all to become familiar with Chaitanya Charitamrita, by the way. In anticipation of the 1 month celebration we're going to have about his appearance. So, in the 6th verse, it describes the three internal reasons, confidential. And it's written what those reasons are, that kind of confidential. You can say it, you still don't understand it because it's confidential. Krishna is all-knowing. Krishna is all-powerful. Krishna can do anything Krishna wants, except when Krishna feels the love of Radharani, he wants to feel the love that she feels. But although he's all-powerful and omniscient and he can do anything he wants, he's the object of Radharani's love, and the subject cannot experience the love of the object without being the subject. So he has to do a role reversal. So he appears to three things: experience the love that Radha has for him, the happiness that she feels in that love, and the qualities in Krishna that she sees that inspire that love, that attract her love. That's verse 6 of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then the rest of Chaitanya Charitamrita is expanding all of these things. And it's really nice. It's a very nice painting of Radha and Krishna in two forms, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha Krishna. Krishna himself in the mood and the luster of Radha, desiring these three internal reasons, while those three external reasons are also real reasons. But these three internal, they're very confidential. And during his pastimes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when doing this and that, his heart and his mind was absorbed in the object of his love, Krishna, in the mood of Radha. Isn't that nice? It's nice. Here's a very nice painting. It is said this painting, now it's digitalized so it moves, but the original painting with the aura around Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's head is said was a commissioned artist who made a painting of what he actually looked like during his lifetime. Isn't this nice? And that's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood and the luster of Radha, but he's Krishna himself, Krishna Varna, Trisha Krishna. Okay, enough of that. So here's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with a nice halo. This is with his head shaved. That's after he accepted sannyas. We're going to hear a little bit about that part of his Leela. Notice there's tears in his eyes. And the tears in his eyes are his feeling, Radha's feelings of love for Krishna. In the mood of separation and hankering to be with Krishna, just like Gopi Gita, just like those 3 chapters in Canto 10. It's the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And here he is in his Sankirtan gesture with his arms upraised, long arms reaching down to his knees. Physiognomy is described in many places in Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavat. And together he was with Nityananda and his other associates, as the verse mentioned, Sangopangastra Parshadam, to perform this Sankirtan. Now, generally speaking, we're going to go to Bhagavad Gita now. Breathe a little easier. We're going to Bhagavad Gita now. And Bhagavad Gita, Krishna described reasons why he appears in this world. So everybody knows these 2 verses. Let's say these 2 verses together. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srajamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya shaduskritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So 3 things. The second verse. Protect the devotees, to diminish the influence of the Duskritis, or to finish them, and Dharma Sangha, to re-establish Dharma when it gets lost. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did that, but he did it in a very unique way. He didn't have a battle of Kurukshetra and he spoke to Arjuna. One of the ways he did is indicated here. As you know, at a certain stage of his life, he remained on earth for just 48 years, and the first half he was a teacher, not in the mood of a devotee, and then because his father had died when he was young, one of the rituals that a dharmic young Brahmin boy does, he went to perform the Shraddha ceremony for his father. He went to Gaya to perform his Shraddha ceremony for his father. While there, he met for the second time the person who had become his guru, Ishwar Puri. And after he received mantra diksha from Ishwar Puri, he lost it. His interest in being a mundane scholar, as he was doing in his earlier pastimes, was gone. So he came back kind of mad, or his students didn't understand what happened. Because instead of teaching grammar the way he used to teach grammar, he was teaching grammar, if some of you know a little bit about Vyakarana, the rules of grammar of Sanskrit, really complicated. So all the rules were taught with names of Krishna. And they didn't like it. They wanted the other way. So he stopped his teaching. And they started criticizing him. The students that learned everything from him started criticizing him. He's gone mad. Why don't you teach normal? So he decided this isn't good for them to criticize. So he decided to take sannyas. And he took sannyas. There's details and details in Chaitanya Charitamrita and also in Chaitanya Bhagavat, another biography of his life. And he was at the age of 24. And his beauty, the same as the 6 opulences of Bhagavan. One of them is beauty. All knowledge, all strength, all renunciation, all beauty, all wealth, all renunciation. So when he reached Jagannath Puri, after taking sannyas, when he saw Lord Jagannath, he lost it. He fell on the ground, a swoon of ecstasy. And there was saliva coming from his mouth, and the guards thought, this guy's nuts. So they were going to pick him up and toss him out. And just as he was about to get tossed out of the temple room, who would come into the temple but the chief priest of the entire holy Dham of Puri, that was Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And he said, no, don't toss him out. Carefully, respectfully, bring him to my home, I'll take care of him. Because he knew mantras, and he knew tantras, and he knew how to help him. So what happened? Many things happened. Eventually, Lord Nityananda got there, and they just chanted Hare Krishna in his ear, and he came to external consciousness. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, being very elderly and being very scholarly, he was a grahastha, but he was so learned that he had thousands of sannyas disciples. This man, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, was Acharya, a learned Acharya. So he said, you're just 24, and you're so attractive. How are you going to maintain sannyas? If you like, I can instruct you in Vedanta Sutra. I do it for thousands of other sannyasis. Mahaprabhu said, you're very kind. Sure. You know the story. 7 days. From morning till night. Next day, morning till night. 7 days. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, super scholar, instructing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Vedanta Sutra. On the 8th morning, Sarvabhauma said, you don't say anything. So I don't know if you're understanding or not understanding my explanation of Vedanta Sutra. Lord Chaitanya said, I understand Vedanta Sutra very well, but your explanation is covering up the real meaning of Vedanta Sutra. Oh, really? Then, if you understand Vedanta Sutra very well, you explained it to me. And in a short, it's right in Chaitanya Charitamrita, his explanation of Brahma Sutra, Vedanta Sutra is outlined, and Sarvabhauma was stunned. This is the teachings, Dharma Samsthapanartaya. He gave to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya his teachings, because he's a teacher, and he can take Lord Chaitanya's teachings and give it to his students, which is what he did. And after that explanation, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided to do something pretty amazing. He stood up and he showed Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya these two forms. Krishna holding a flute and the forearm form of Narayana. When Sarvabhauma saw that, he fell flat on the ground and composed 100 verses in Sanskrit spontaneously. They don't have a recording of them because they didn't have recorders then. But he wrote some of them down. And here's one of those 100 verses that's right in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Some of you know the verse, you can say with me. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shikshartam Eka Purushak Puranam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shridadhari Kripam Buddhir Yastam Aham Prapadye. Nice verse, here's the translation. Let me take shelter of the Supreme Personality of God, Sri Krishna, who has descended in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach us real knowledge, Dharma Samstha. His devotional service, the process of getting that knowledge, and detachment from whatever does not foster Krishna consciousness. He has descended because He's an ocean of transcendental mercy. Let me surrender unto His lotus feet. And this is one of the ways, other than speaking Bhagavad Gita on the Kurukshetra battlefield, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave teachings to a teacher who then taught his thousands of sannyas disciples, who taught their thousands of followers the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. called multi-level marketing, right? He knew what he was doing. And along with the giving of teaching, he's giving the holy name. And here again, this is with hair. He's in Navadvip. He appeared on the full moon night by Vedic calendar. There's 12 of them per year. Next one is coming up. And that's Gora Purnima. Now when he appeared in Navadvip in the house of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi. This is a painting showing Sachi with its little child Nimai on her lap, and the one who's coming to give gifts on the occasion of the birth of her newborn child is the wife of Advaitacharya. Because Advaitacharya knew that Lord Chaitanya was going to appear. His wife also knew because she's Advaitacharya's wife. And when the painting is showing, when she saw the small child, she's offering arti to the small child and giving gifts to the small child, but she's seeing it's Krishna. He is Krishna. Like Krishna is a small child. The butter thief, Makhan Chor. Here he is, the son of Sachi. The place where he appeared is in Navadvip, as already mentioned. The place is called Yogpith, same as at the center in Vaikuntha, where Narayan sits, is Yogpith, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears, is also called Yogpith, the birthplace. On the left side is the temple that was established by Bhakti Siddhanta. We'll hear a little bit about it. When you visit Sunday to Mayapur, there's the entrance to the Yogpith. And look to the right side, you see a structure inside. And the inside of that structure, there's this little temple. And inside the little temple is a murti of Bhakti Vinod Thakur, because there's details. And I was talking too much before, so I'm not going to be able to get to how Bhakti Vinod Thakur found the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who is Bhakti Vinod? Some of you are newer. Who is Bhakti Vinod Thakur? Bhakti Vinod Thakur is the father of Bhakti Siddhanta, who is Prabhupada's spiritual master. In disciplic succession, Bhakti Vinod Thakur lived in the late 1800s and was a brilliant Vaishnava scholar. And simultaneously he was involved, he was appointed by the British to a high court post, which never happened. The British wanted British people in the high court, because that's like the equivalent of being the governor, but you make him the high court judge and he decides everything for everybody. So because he was a government employee, he had access to government records, and he checked the government records. And it confirmed what Scripture says. What Scripture says is, listen carefully, after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's departure from this world, the course of the Ganges shifted. It shifted in the easterly direction, which means the birthplace of Mahaprabhu, which is on the eastern side of the Ganges, under the Ganges. It became Ganges mud. And then after some time, the course of the Ganges shifted back, very close to where it was during the time of Mahaprabhu's appearance. Details, because of time, I'm not going to go into details. Bhakti Vinod Thakur had a vision where the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, and it wasn't a new place that was just a few hundred years old. It was because, it could be 150 years old. Anyway, which was on the western side of the Ganges. Because the birthplace of Mahaprabhu was on the eastern side of the Ganges. So he had a vision where he saw a tall, luminous at night building structure rising into the sky. And he put two and two together and came up with four. That's the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he went to that place that he saw at night and found out there's this plot of land, because Bengal is an agricultural land, but in this particular plot of land, nothing would grow. Rice wouldn't grow, eggplants wouldn't grow, potatoes wouldn't grow, nothing would grow. It was useless. It only grew tulsi leaves, tulsi plants. So the local agriculture is considered useless. So he determined, there's other things that happened. That's the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he built a little structure, which is pictured here. He went door to door, without details, risking his life, because there are people with monetary interests saying, no, that's the birthplace of Mahaprabhu, because their economy was based on, that's the birthplace of Mahaprabhu. And he's saying, that's not the birthplace, this is the birthplace. He went door to door, government officer asking for 1 rupee from any gentleman to help him build this structure. And after he built this structure, he asked his son to build this structure, a more permanent rather than a temporary structure. And this is a tree, a neem tree, and behind the neem tree you see another little structure. That's inside that other little structure is Jagannath Mishra and Sachi with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his lap, her lap. Because he was born under a neem tree, he got the nickname Nimai. The nickname Nimai was given by Advaitacharya's wife, because neem has 2 properties. It's good for medicine, it's bitter, so it's good for digestion. Some of you from Bengal, you know that one. And it also is understood to give protection, because Sachi had lost her first 6 sons. Shortly after they died, they were born, they died. So let this son be protected. He was born under a neem tree, let's call him Nimai, so the name stuck. So he became Nimai Pandit as a young boy growing up. And next to this structure, where there's Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata, interesting, I find it interesting, there's a temple of Lord Shiva, right at the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And here's what's inside that little structure. There's 2 Shiva lingas. One is Kshatrapal, which means protector. Kshatrapala. Pala means protection. Kshatrapal is the protector of the Dham. And Gopeshwara Mahadev is next to him. So what's Gopeshwara? I'm going to go off track a little bit. Do you know, some of you know, that Lord Shiva, during Krishna's pastime, came to hear about the rasa dance? There's details. He went with one sadhu, another sadhu, and they wanted to join the rasa dance, or at least see it. The gopis checked him, sorry, Charlie. You gotta be a gopi. You can't come near this rasa dance without being a gopi. Oh, what to do? So they took him and his friend to a place where they immersed them in water and they came out as gopis. But he was this big, strong-looking gopi. So Krishna saw this big, strong-looking gopi and said, oh, you can guard the rasa dance, told that unqualified people in. Some of you may have been to Vrindavan. How many of you have been to Vrindavan? How many want to go to Vrindavan? Okay. So when you go to Vrindavan, one of the places likely that you'll go is Bangsivat. It's the spring rasa dance place. And right outside Bangsivat, there's a Lord Shiva temple. And at night, they dress Lord Shiva as a gopi. And he's known as Gopeshwara Mahadev, because he protects Krishna's rasa dance. That's the meaning. Gopeshwara. There's different moods. That's one of them. And at the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there's also Gopeshwar Mahadev and Kshetrapal Shiva. These were installed by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. On the altar of that nice temple we showed you the picture of, here's Radha Madhava, and tall Mahaprabhu on the left of Radha Madhava. And in the center, and the far left, there's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his they're okay. They're happy. They're happy. Is anybody here unhappy? See, they're all happy. Okay. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, during a part of his pastime, he was married as a young man. And he had a wife who died when he was away from home at a separation. He had a second wife who, when he took sannyas, she was left behind. So there's a central altar with Mahaprabhu and his two wives, Vishnu Priya and Lakshmi Priya. And over on the other side, there's the Panchatattva. We all know the Panchatattva. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasadi, Gaura Bhaktavrinda, and then in the front is Jagannath. So those are the three altars. But look on the left photograph. See the left photograph in front of Mahaprabhu and Vishnu Priya, Lakshmi Priya. There's an Adhokaja Vishnu deity. Adhokaja Vishnu deity was the deity that Jagannath Mishra worshipped. And when Bhaktisiddhanta was digging the foundation for the temple, that which was under the Ganges mud showed this Adhokaja Vishnu deity. Archaeological verification that in fact was the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ki Jai. See the connection? I hope you got it. And elsewhere on this property, there's deities of Gaura Gadadhar and the deity of Lakshmi Nrsimha, and Bhaktisiddhanta established them, and this is the deities of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi with Mahaprabhu in her lap. And this is a nice painting of the same. And I'm almost done. During a certain point in time, when Mahaprabhu was still living in Navadvip, he began chanting. But initially, the chanting was behind closed doors, invitation only. Because the place where they were, there was two opposition parties. One was the Muslim government, and the other was the Brahmins, who saw Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan as competition. If you know what I mean. If you don't need the Brahmanas to do all your yagyas, where's their livelihood? So he had some opposition from those two. So they kept it behind closed doors. But after some time, the doors opened, and they went out the front gate, they went all through the town chanting and dancing ecstatically, just like this young girl in London saw the devotees in London chanting and dancing ecstatically, and went to Govinda's, that story you told. Same. So, the envious people went to the Muslim ruler, Chand Kazi, and complained, "Do something, he's spoiling our Hindu Dharma." So the Chand Kazi sent some constables and ordered them to stop. And when they didn't stop, they smashed the mridanga with their sticks. Bad move. That word went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They smashed our mridanga. They told us to stop chanting. although he was 20 years of age, he performed the first civil disobedience movement long before Gandhi did what he did. 10,000 followers lit torches and went to every marketplace in the whole of Navadvip, chanting loudly and dancing ecstatically. And at night, they came to the house of Chandkazi. 10,000 angry Bengalis. Ooh, don't mess. The Chandkazi hid under his bed. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat under his window and called, "Oh, Chandkazi, it's okay. We're friendly. Come on down." So he came down. And they had this, there's other painting. They had this nice conversation. Here's this conversation painting. And the discussion was a very interesting. It's in Chaitanya Charitamrita, what they talked about. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "I have one question. The question I have is, why is it that in your religion you eat your mother?" What are you talking about? And he said, within the Vedas, there are 7 mothers. Your original mother, and the wife of the king, and the wife of the Brahmana, and one of them is a cow, because you take milk when you're a little child from your mother and from the cow. So the cow is your mother. Now, why do you kill your mother? She's your mother. Listen. Chandkazi wasn't just a dude. He was an educated man. So he said, "I know that in your scriptures you also have go meta yagya. You have yagyas where cows are sacrificed." And Mahaprabhu clarified, no. In those practices, it's to test the power of the mantra. One, they have to light the fire without a Zippo lighter or matches. They light the fire with mantra. And the second, to test the power of the mantra, an old cow is brought to the fire, and out of the fire comes a young cow. On the power of mantra is to test the power. They don't eat the cow. You don't sacrifice and eat the cow. It's testing the power of the mantra. So now back to my question. Why in your scripture do you kill your mother? And then the Chandkazi said, "Well, what can I do? It's just our religion." And Lord Chaitanya said, "That's not a good principle to live by." And then Chandkazi said, "Can I tell you something in confidence?" He said, we're amongst friends. There's only 10,000 angry Bengalis here that don't worry about it. He said, "Last night, I had a dream." What was that? Last night, this half-man, half-lion creature pounced on my chest and started ripping out my chest. Look! He opened up his shirt and saw the nail marks of Lord Nrsingadev on his chest. And he roared loudly, and he said, "If you do this again, you're finished." I was trembling, and I had already decided, I'm never going to stop the Sankirtan again. Henceforward, I and any predecessors who inherit the throne from me as the Kazi, I proclaim the chanting of the holy name will go on unrestricted forever, as long as we rule here in Navadvip. Lord Nrsingadev did an assist. So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Leela in Navadvip. And just 3 more slides. Here's a nice verse towards the end of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always appeared in 4 places. In the household temple of Mother Saki, because after he had taken sannyas, she would offer everything to her deity, and when she would offer to her deity, it was meant for her son, he would appear, and she saw. In the places where Sri Nityananda Prabhu danced, in the house of Srivas Pandit during congregational chanting, even after he left, and in the house of Raghava Pandit, he appeared because of his attraction to the love of his devotees. That is his natural characteristic. So this Chaitanya Charitamrita is a fantastic literature describing, here is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Leela before sannyas and his Leela after taking sannyas, and there's so many nice things to say, but I'm going to end here. And invite you to, between now and Gaur Purnima, read together, discuss together, read on your own, however you like to do it, the teachings and the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when it comes time for Gaur Purnima, you'll be flying. And the kirtan is going to be, this young boy is going to lose his arms with so much mridanga playing during the wonderful kirtan. And your heart will jubilate if you become more familiar with just who he is and the gift that he came to give. What's the gift that he came to give? Two things. Krishna Prema, more specifically, the love of the resident of Vrindavan in conjugal mood. He came to give that freely. And if you start to understand who he is and the gift that he came to give, it's going to be a wonderful Gaur Purnima. It's going to be a wonderful Gaur Purnima if you don't do that. It'll be a more wonderful Gaur Purnima if you do that. And so I've been practicing Krishna Bhakti for now about 55 years. That's a long time to do anything. And one of the things that I did for years and years and years, I'm doing right now, and that is encourage people to take Prabhupada's books. So he gave his heart to us through the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he wanted, as the predecessor acharyas wanted, that people would, at least some, the educated people, you're educated people. You're not like necessarily PhD people. You're educated people, you're intelligent people. That's why you're here. To understand who is Lord Chaitanya and his teachings. The very year that Prabhupada was born, 1896, it was the year that Prabhupada was born. That very same year, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was alive, and he, out of his own pocket, paid for a little book about that thick called Life and Teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and distributed it, sent copies to libraries around the world, university libraries, out of his own pocket. The cost of the book, and the cost of the printing, the cost of the shipping. Why? People should know who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At least the educated people should know. And the intelligent people, you're all intelligent people, you should know. So don't just wait for the next Sunday feast class and somebody can tell you more about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I'm encouraging you. Please, become familiar with the life and teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because his gift is so wonderful. And Prabhupada gave us all of that, the teachings and his life in Chaitanya Charitamrita. BBT has published it all around the world for your information. There's going to be a marathon to increase the distribution of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So I encouraged a few devotees to set a goal for ISKCON Minneapolis or ISKCON Minnesota. And they're going to order, I don't know how they're going to do, what they're going to do, but BBT has them in their warehouse. Order some Chaitanya Charitamrita sets, and if you have an interest to do what I'm just asking, see, who should they see? 1, 2. Okay, you see either of these two, and in your doorstep, Chaitanya Charitamrita will come in for a landing. They'll see to it. Last thing. There's a nice congregation member in Naperville. You heard about Naperville from him earlier, the preamble. She's not yet initiated, but she likes book distribution. Married, her daughter is now enrolled in college, and she's feeling her worldly duties are settled. So in her workplace, she has already sold 3 Chaitanya Charitamrita sets, just by talking about it, because it's in her heart. And they go, wow, how much? Yeah. She was surprised, but it is a happiness that goes with giving such a gift to people. I'm getting excited just talking about it, what to speak of encouraging all of you. So please consider. Purchase it for yourself and find other people who are, you may not even know. You'll be surprised. It's a nice surprise. Read, hear, discuss, have little reading groups, however you like to do it. Become familiar with the teachings and the life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and have a wonderful Gurpurnima festival. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. So, do we have some discussion? Do we have time for discussion? It's already late. Okay. It's 10 after 6. Comments? Yeah. Go ahead. Go give her the microphone. While we give her the microphone, I'm asking this young girl that did the kirtan, that you led the kirtan. No, you don't have to answer. I'm asking you. You please make a recording of that melody that goes into the higher octaves also, towards the end, build up, and then give that to him. Give the recording to him, and he'll send it to me. I want to hear you sing that nice melody with that. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Okay. And this your mother?
Yes.
Ah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisance.
Hare Krishna.
I have a question. You said that Shachimata lost 6 kids. We know that Krishna's, like Devaki, she lost 6 kids.
Yes.
And they were sons of Marichi, and they were, they made fun of Brahma, for which offense they had to take birth.
Yeah.
What did these children do?
I don't remember. But I'll research it, I'll let him know, and he can let you know. I don't remember. That's an honest answer. It may be a corollary, but I don't remember. Okay?
Thank you, Maharaj.
Sure. Yes.
In Vrindavan, you were talking about, I couldn't...
Gopeshwara Mahadev.
Mahadev,
It's near Banshivat.
Can you please spell that? I couldn't get that.
Bansi, Krishna's flute, Bansi.
Bansi.
Vat means tree, particularly a banyan tree.
Okay.
Bansi, Vat.
Okay, got it.
And very near, it's outside, because he was outside the Rasa dance area. There's a temple of Gopeshwara, Gopi Ishwara, Gopeshwara, Mahadev.
Okay.
Just during the day, you go see it's a Shivalinga. It looks like any other Shivalinga anywhere. But at night, ooh, he's getting ready for Rasa dance, to protect the Rasa dance. Inside the Banki Bhat area, it's a wall, and there's a courtyard. And over on this side, there's a carving, bas relief carving bas-relief carving of Gopeshwara Mahadev. So he has snakes around his neck, but he's in the Gopi feature. That's Lord Shiva.
Thank you. And I don't remember this episode being in Srimad Bhagavatam.
Which one?
This about Shiva.
No, it's not in the
It's
Bhagavatam.
not in the Bhagavatam. Okay. Which scripture is it? In
Yeah,
Gopala Champu or some other book? Gopala Champu or?
I'm not certain. Probably, but I'm not certain.
Okay. Which one? Sorry.
What? Gopal Champu, check there.
Okay. Thank you.
If you know, there's probably multiple places, but you're asking which scripture, that's your specific question, because you want to go look it up.
Right.
So I will have to give you the right answer, not just say, something off the top of my head.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
You make notes. I'm going to promise to find now the second thing. Which scripture is this story of Gopeshwara Mahadev? That's one question. And the other question was, who were the 6 sons of Sachi? Who were they before they were the 6 sons of Sachi? You have a good memory, but you better write it down because it's Kali Yuga. Anyone else?
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay, we're ready. Sure.
All right. Thank you, Maharaj. Jai His Holiness Ramapad Swami Ki Jai. Haribol. We're going to do arti, and then we have to-go containers for prasadam. We do have sweet boxes for the grand opening over here, so please take one per family or for yourself if you're not here, you're here on your own. And then we'll do arti, and then we can hand out the prasadam. And if you want to hang out and talk or associate, you're welcome to take darshan of Gaura Nitai. But that'll kind of wrap up the evening. So, all right. Oh, you're not going to? Okay. All right. Hold on. Changing plans, we're not going to do arti because we did do arti earlier along with Abhishek, so we're going to forgo that at this point. So if you have any further questions, I think Maharaj already asked that. So what I would do is want to say thank you for coming. It's a very auspicious, momentous day today. Like I explained how we came here. How we've sustained, the center has sustained itself through the generous donations of devotees. That core group who are the board of directors who traveled to Naperville and came back after getting the blessings from Maharaj. We initially funded the first month, just like Srila Prabhupada, his disciples funded 26th 2nd Avenue. He knew that he had enough for the first month's rent, and then Krishna provided. The same thing happened here. The 5 of us, 4 of the board put together the first month's rent, and moving forward, it has been sustained by all of you devotees. So you can go to ISKCON-Minnesota.org if you want to support the center, because this is your Bhakti Yoga Center, the home of Gaura Nitai. And we're slowly expanding programming. We are open 6 days a week now. So Monday through Friday, we are open from 6:30 to 7:30 for darshan. Wednesday night, we have Wednesday Night Wisdom. So that is from 8 or 7 p.m. to 8. And it usually goes longer because everyone's showing up who get very enthusiastic about discussing Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and other wisdom texts. So sometimes we don't get out of here until 9:30. You can, of course, leave when you need to. And then Sunday, of course, we have the Sunday feast. And you can look for, moving forward, we'll be publishing. We'll probably be adding Mangala Arti Sunday morning. Wait for more on that. I think it's probably going to be next month. We just have to figure out. There's a small crew of volunteers. If you're interested in volunteering, please talk to Shari Das. Where are you, Shari? Oh, here he is. Shari, come here. If you're interested in volunteering, please reach out to Shari Das. He's our center president, myself, Ram Kishore Das, I'm the treasurer, Satya, he is our board member at large. So, and then, where did Ashish go? He's our secretary. There he is, raise your hand, Ashish Prabhu. So, we need lots of help. The more help we get, the more we can actually offer for programs at the center. So again, Maharaj mentioned Gaur Purnim, Sunday, March 24th. Look for more information on that. We'll be doing a nice big celebration. So on that note, please line up and we can hand out the shot. Okay, here we go. See, this is Krishna magic. So Vrinda Pujari is going to do Arti, right? Or is it going to be Namaruchi Das is going to do Arti. So we are going to do Arti. So if you want to stand up, we'll do some kirtan during the Arti, and then you can take the shot. So please don't go anywhere. Who's Prabhu? Arti. Kirtan, please. Huh? Yeah, him. I mean, can you? Yes, I know. Yep, perfect. Would you be able to do kirtan? Well, let's see. Yeah, it's within the time. Yeah, if you want to do the arts.
I have that. Okay. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Te Namine Namaste Saraswata Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Dunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Devi Gauravani Pracharine Paschatya Deshatarine Shiva Jayo Yo Gaurachande Arati Kashoba Shiva Jayo Gaurachande Arati Kashoba Jana Vikata Vane Jagamana Lobam Jagavane Jagamana Lobam Dakine Nitaitan Swami Gadadhara Dakine Nitaitan Aram Nigate Advaitadini Vata Chatradharam Advaitadini Vata Chatradharam Bhoki Ate Gauratan Ratna Simhasani Bhoki Gauratan Simhasane Arati Kore Brahma Adidevagane Kore Brahma Adidevagane Narahari Adikori Chamaradulaya Adikori Chamaradulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Adigaya Mukunda Vasu Adigaya Shanga Baje Ganda Baje Baje Karatala Baje Madhaya Madhuramranga Baje Paramarasalam Baje Paramarasalam Shankha Baje Ghanta Baje Madhur 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 Baje Shankha Baje Ghanta Baje Madhur 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 Baje Bahu Koti Chandati Vadana Ujvala Koti Chandati Vadana Ujvala Kala Dete Bhana Mala Tore Jala Mala Mala Shiva Shukana Radha Preme Gada Gada Shiva Shukana Adam Bhagati Vinoda Deke Gorara Sambada Bhagati Vinoda Deke Gorara Sambada Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nithai Gauranga, Nithai Gauranga, Nithai Gauranga, Nithai Gauranga, Nithai Gauranga, Gaura Hari, Nithai Gauranga, Gaura Hari, Patita Pavana, Gaura Hari, Patita Pavana, Gaura Hari, Nithai Gauranga, Nithai Gauranga, Nithai Gauranga, Gaura Hari. I made it. Nithai Gauranga, Nithai Gauranga. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Radhe Madhava, Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra Mai, Jaya Sudarshana. Jaya Gauranithai, Jaya Gauranithai, Jaya Gauranithai, Jaya Gauranithai. Jayo Narsingadev, Jayo Narsingadev, Jayo Narsingadev, Jayo Narsingadev. Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Jayo Jayo Prabhupada. Nithai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nithai Gaura Hari Bol. Okay, like it. Nithai Gaura Hari Bol.
Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Chiranya